Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Hi. I'm Jahnavi from India.
Okay, my name is Crystal. I'm from America, but I live in Turkey.
Hi, Crystal.
Nice to meet you too.
So I just wanted to know what your qualification.
Uh, I can I can't hear you very well. I'm hearing little pieces of what you're saying now.
Uh,
I think the signal got really bad.
Maybe. Can you
Okay,
hear
I
me?
can hear you. I can hear you kind of now. I can hear you better now.
Okay, okay. So what is it that you teach on Cambly?
Well, it depends on what the person's goals are, what their ability and level to begin with are.
Okay. But in general, do you teach business English as well?
I generally do not teach business English because that's not an area I specialize in.
Okay, so what are the areas that you are specialized in? Sorry, just wanted to ask so that it is better for me to ask you a few questions regarding that area
Okay.
so I could get some
Um,
help. And I also, sorry, and I also have a YouTube channel so that I can feature this video on my channel.
okay.
Yeah.
I generally uh, spend the majority of my teaching focusing on things like pronunciation and things like that because I think that's one of the main things that people have a lot of trouble with is
Mm-hmm.
pronunciation. Sometimes it's a matter of they need to be taught what to do with their mouth, like where to place their tongue in their mouth and how to
Okay.
move their mouth while they're
So
saying
it's
something.
mostly depending on the phonetics and how we move or place our tongue. Is that what it is?
A lot of pronunciation is affected by that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, okay. What do you think pronunciation plays? Do you think that it plays a very important role in speaking English?
I do, yes. Because a lot of times there have been misunderstandings
Mm-hmm.
based on incorrect pronunciation of a word.
But to be honest, I just wanted to discuss with you because I have some queries regarding that.
Mhm.
And to be honest, there is American English and there is British English.
There is,
Mostly
yes.
in India, yeah, and mostly in India, we usually use the British English.
Mhm.
So, what do you think? I mean, do you still feel that the Americans who hear our language can really understand what we are trying to convey then?
Generally, yes. The differences in pronunciation between American English and British English are they're not the same type of pronunciation differences that would cause confusion generally. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
there's some words that Americans might not know how the British pronounce it. The British might not know how Americans pronounce it, but in general, we both know how the other one pronounces things.
Okay. And as you previously mentioned, so you said there are some words
Mhm.
which the other people might not know as to how they were pronounced. Can you please give me some examples so that we could be aware of?
Sure. Um, the most commonly mispronounced word I hear that could cause problems is the word beach.
Beach.
Beach,
Okay.
yes. It's very, very common for certain groups of people, but especially Arabic people,
Mm-hmm.
to pronounce the word beach incorrectly in a way that it sounds like a bad word.
Uh, so how would they pronounce
Like
it?
instead of saying beach, they say bitch.
Okay, I got it. I
Yeah,
got it.
so pronunciation, like minor, and there's a lot of other words that maybe are not as extreme of an example of a really bad word coming out of a mispronunciation, but there have
Now
been
I get that.
Yeah, there have been times when someone has been saying something to me, like, I really don't think they're saying what I think they're saying. And then
Yeah.
I asked them to kind of explain a little bit, and then I realized, oh, okay, they mean this word. And then
Yeah,
I
and
tell them
then
how to
you
pronounce it
realize,
correctly. Yeah.
correct, correct. And then you realize what the actual word is.
Yes. And sometimes it's really strange. The
It
the
is.
way the pronunciation is different. Like, for example, once I had a person, I
Mhm.
swear the man was asking me if I like sex. He
Ah.
said it 4 times, and then he said, he's like, "Do you like?" And I swear he was saying sex. And the last time he said, music. After he said it, I was like, oh, he's saying songs, but it sounds like he's saying sex.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay. That's a huge difference, I
it
must say.
is. It
Yeah.
is. It really is.
Yeah.
Yes. Most
Do
most
you think?
differences aren't quite like that.
Yeah, I know. Okay. But that's a huge difference, yeah.
It is. Yes,
But
and
yeah, I
a
totally understand.
mispronunciation can cause. Like,
Correct.
I was ready to ban this man because I thought he was saying something inappropriate. And
Yes.
I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I kind of took more time to try and figure out what he was saying.
What the word is.
Yes.
Yes.
Because the way he was
Okay.
saying it, it didn't seem like he was trying to say something.
Actually, yeah, he
Yeah.
actually meant that. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you also think that the accent would play a very important role in terms of pronunciation while pronouncing a particular word? I think because
Accent can sometimes make a difference, but not always.
yeah, not always, but I think in few situations it does, right?
Yes, it does sometimes.
Espe-
There's some types of sounds, some words that can be really, really difficult based on having a certain type of accent.
Hmm. And also because, do you also think that because of the mother tongue of the people as to where they are born and brought up from, do they also have that mother tongue influence probably on the English words that they
Definitely.
speak?
Definitely,
And
yes.
so the pronunciation might differ to a great extent where you
hmm
can't even identify what the actual word is, right?
Sometimes. Sometimes, yes.
Oh,
It does happen.
sometimes.
It does happen.
Okay.
I'm pretty
So,
good at listening and figuring out. It's kind of a game I play
mm-hmm.
sometimes, trying to listen and figure out
Okay,
what someone is trying to say.
okay. And
Usually
also
I
because
can,
of the context.
yes, because of the context too, but also sometimes I'll have them repeat it, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe they'll say it slightly different the second
Mm-hmm.
time, like maybe they realize they're saying it incorrectly. And
Okay.
usually I can figure it out. Once in a while I can't though.
Okay, that's good. And do you have any quick tip for pronunciation or any tips that could work out or that we could do probably in order to improve our pronunciation? What do you think can we watch?
The
Or
number
are there
one,
any English channels to watch so that we could, improve our pronunciation?
like YouTube videos, you mean?
Anything, not just YouTube videos. I think anything, reading a particular book, or probably reading a newspaper, watching a particular news channel,
Okay,
or
okay.
any
Well,
other.
you
Just
said
examples.
channels before,
Oh
so
yeah,
I
I
thought maybe
just
you were
meant
asking.
any news channel or something of that sort. Sorry.
Okay. Well, the number one thing I tell a lot of people, especially
Hmm.
people from your part of the world,
India. Okay.
yes. Well, India and all the countries around India as well. They
Okay.
tend to
Asia.
yeah, they tend to speak a little bit fast. So
Fast.
yeah,
Okay.
so that can really bring out the accent when you're speaking
Mm-hmm.
English and you're speaking fast, because
Mm-hmm.
some a lot of people have been led to believe that to sound fluent they need to speak faster, and that's
That's
not the
not.
case. No, no,
Yes.
it's really
True.
not helpful. It's really not helpful to speak faster, because speaking faster brings out whatever accent you have, and it
Correct.
makes it more difficult to correctly pronounce things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. And
That's good.
And what people can do to try to slow down a little bit is to focus on their breathing and make sure they're breathing correctly, taking breaths, pausing when they should be. I have
Okay.
spoken to a few people who speak so fast, I'm waiting for them to pass out at the end. Like they don't breathe in between.
They don't breathe.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a very important tip that you have given, because people tend, mostly in India, we tend to feel as if the more faster we are, we think that's fluency.
Hmm.
But the idea of being fluent is totally wrong. I think being faster is, they feel that being faster is directly proportional to being fluent,
Hmm.
but
And
that's
someone's
not
teaching them that,
the
I think.
case. Maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I think everybody has this notion. I think even uh, I used to have it at some point of time, way back, but
Hmm.
I think I've improved over time.
Okay, good. Yeah, so that's the
Yeah,
number one thing to, slow.
good.
And also when you slow down, it also helps you to be able to think of what you want to say next as you're saying it. Because when
Yes,
people are
behind
speaking,
head.
yeah, so when people are speaking too fast, they say a lot of things and then they stop and think of what they
Yeah,
want
they
to say
pause
next.
for a while,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
very, yeah. Then they try to recollect some things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when you speak slowly, it helps to not bring out that accent. It helps you not pass out because you're breathing correctly, hopefully. And it helps you
And it
to be able
also
to
does
think of what you want to say next as you're talking.
correct. And it also reduces the number of fillers that we use in between our statements,
It
right?
does. It does, yes. If you're not pausing trying to think of what you're trying to say next, you're not using as many ums and things like that.
Yeah, true. Do you also think that tone and the intonations of your voice do also play a role?
It can, depending on the word. There are
Mhm.
some words that if you say them with a certain tone or intonation, it can totally change the way the word is used or it should be used. It can change like
Mm.
the meaning of the word.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's great to having hear that from you, and that's a great insight that you have given us today. Thank you very much, and
You're
it's
welcome.
really very helpful. And thank you so much for your help.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Then, bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
Have a nice day.
You